from these two pieces of information that we used. Okay. But what was 4.6 equal to? That was actually equal to something. That is this. So I'm going to replace my 4.6 with this. So x sine of 45 equals 8 sine of 35. Now notice that is everything that we were given to start the problem. Okay? That was everything that was given to start the problem. Okay? This is very similar to the formula we're going to be using. So what we're actually going to do, I'll show you where it comes from. Divide both sides by 8, and we're going to divide both sides by x. On the right side, the 8's cancel. Sine of 35 over x equals, the x's cancel, sine of 45 over 8. And this is the law of sines that we're going to be using. Okay? So we just kind of took it backwards. Okay, so this is the law of sine. It's sine of an angle over the side across from it equals sine of the angle over the side across from it. So write down your law of sine. So the big letters A, B, and C are angles, and the sides across from them are the sides. So it's really important when we do sine of an angle over the side across from it. Sine of the angle over the side across from it. Sine of the angle over the side across from it. So write that down. Pause the video if you have to. It looks complicated. It's super easy. You're actually going to be really excited to do this. All right. So when we solve a law of sine problem, we're going to do sine of something over equals sine of something over. What goes inside a sine? Angles. So we have our 80 and we have our 30. Doesn't matter which is which. However, what's under them is important. What goes under sine of 80? X. Good, because it's across from 80. What's across from 30? 18. Now all we're going to do is cross multiply. How do you cross multiply? X times sine of 30, x sine of 30 equals 18 sine of 80. And then what's the last step to get x by itself? Divide. Divide by sine of 30. Divide by sine of 30. We're going to put this entire thing in the calculator. Make sure when you put in the calculator, you have to close that 80. Okay? So we get x equals, let's see. What was it? 18 sine of 80. Close it. Then divide by sine of 30. 35.45. And that's the answer. Let's see. X equals 35.45. And we're done. That's it. All right, next one. I want you to pause this video. And before I do it, I want you to solve it on your own. It's exactly like what we just did. Or at least set it up before I show you how to set it up. All right, so we have our angles. So sine of over sine of over. Sine of, pick an angle. I'm going to pick 40. What's across from 40? X. What's the other angle? 22. What's across from it? 20. Cross multiply. X times sine of 22 equals 20 times sine of 40. We divide. These are multiplying. And remember, the whole point is to find x. What's the value of x? So we're going to divide by sine of 22. X equals, and again, all we're going to do is put it in the calculator. 20 sine of 40 divided by sine of 22. 34.32. Done. Easy, right? Okay. The next one is the quote-unquote hard one. All right. Uh-oh. I hope the announcements don't go on. Okay, so it's our law of sine. Sine of over equals sine of over. What are our two angles? We have 110 and 15. What's across from 110? Nothing, right? Is that x? Is that what we're solving for? No. What's across from sine of 15? That's 11. So that one we have. The problem is the 110. We don't have what's across from it, and we don't really care either. X is over here. We don't want this 110. We want something else. We need to use that x. This x is what we're trying to solve for. So we need the angle across from x. Where is that? The angle across from x is up here. We weren't given that, though. Is there any way to figure it out?